The sky over the Australian shoreline was painted in shades of gold and violet as the sun lowered itself toward the horizon, spreading a soft glow across the quiet coastal town. Seagulls circled lazily above the water, their distant cries drifting along the breeze. The streets were calming down as shops began to close, and that familiar end-of-day stillness settled over everything. Junaid locked the library door, his backpack slung over one shoulder. Inside the bag lay the old notebook, the one that had been acting strangely, showing symbols, maps, and warnings that hadn't existed on its pages before. As he stepped onto the pavement, he felt the notebook almost as a weight of its own, like it carried more than paper. A salty wind brushed his face. He breathed it in, but this time the air carried something else, an odd metallic scent, sharp and unfamiliar. He paused, scanning the street. Nothing unusual. Just families heading home, cars rolling lazily past, and the soft hum of the ocean. Still, the scent felt important, almost like a message. He opened the notebook to the same page he'd stared at all morning. Before, it had been blank. Now it showed a rough sketch of the old storm drain tunnel he and Zara had found yesterday, but two new symbols had appeared next to it, a wave and a flame. Both faintly darker than the rest of the drawing, as if written with a heavier hand. "What are you trying to tell me?" Junaid murmured. As if the world wanted to answer him, a deep rumble sounded from the direction of the beach. Not thunder. Something heavier, more grounded. Almost like the ocean itself groaning. Junaid didn't hesitate. He jogged toward the shore. The closer he got, the stranger the beach looked. The tide was higher than it should be even at this hour. Waves crashed harder, louder, leaving traces of foam far beyond the usual shoreline. Standing at the water's edge was Zara. She looked worried. "You heard that sound too?" Junaid asked, stopping beside her. Zara nodded but didn't look away from the water. "The waves, they've been like this for the last 10 minutes. They're not behaving normally." Junaid watched the ocean. Beneath the surface, far out where the water deepened, something glowed. A warm orange light like fire flickering deep underwater. Closer, dimmer, brighter, gone. Then back again. It made no sense. "That symbol," Junaid said softly. "The flame. And the waves match the other one," Zara added. "Both appearing at the same time." Before they could think of what to do next, a strange object washed ashore, carried by a strong push of water. A small wooden box. Old. Weathered. But intact. Junaid and Zara exchanged a glance. The box was carved with a spiral symbol, the same one that had appeared in the notebook yesterday, glowing faintly. Zara whispered, "Do we touch it?" Junaid crouched, examining it closely first. No hinges. No lock. Just carvings. Then, gently, he lifted it. The spiral pulsed once with a soft glow under his fingers. Zara stepped back. "No way. It reacted to you." Junaid opened it. Inside lay a folded paper sealed with red wax. He broke the seal carefully. A message in old-fashioned handwriting read, "Do not trust the keeper of the shore. He knows what you carry." A chill ran down Zara's back. Keeper of the shore, that sounds like someone from a folk tale. But someone real enough to write this, Junaid said. Before they could speak more, Zara's eyes widened. She pointed toward the boardwalk. A man stood there. Tall. Wearing a long coat. Still as a statue. Watching them. Junaid's breath caught. Was he there before? No. Zara's voice shook slightly. He just appeared. The man didn't he move? Didn't he speak? Didn't he step closer? But even from a distance, he had a presence calm, focused, unsettling. The wind blew harder, whipping Zara's hair across her face. Junaid lowered his voice. We should go. Zara nodded. Now. They hurried up the sand and onto the street. Neither of them looked back. Neither wanted to see whether the man was following. They stopped only once they reached the hill leading toward town. Junaid looked down at the wooden box, still in his hands. Why would the ocean deliver this to us, and who warns about someone like that? And what is he the keeper of? Zara asked. And why does he know what we have? Junaid opened the notebook again. The symbols had gotten darker. A third symbol, one he had never seen before, started forming at the edge of the page. A partial outline, like it was still drawing itself. Zara stared. It's updating again. The outline curved, twisted, and took shape. A silhouette of a man. Standing on a shore. Coat blowing in the wind. Junaid's voice dropped. That's him. The rumble from the ocean returned louder this time. The ground beneath their feet vibrated softly. Lights flickered in the houses around them. Something was coming. Something connected to the symbols. Something watching them before they even knew they were part of this mystery. Zara put her hands on her hips. Okay. I think we're officially not dealing with just a weird notebook anymore. Junaid exhaled slowly, looking toward the darkening horizon where the water glowed again. Yeah, he said. Whatever this is, it's bigger than both of us. The wind picked up. The sound of the waves grew stronger. And behind them, far down the hill, a quiet figure in a coat stepped out of the shadows. Watching. Waiting. As if the tide itself had sent him.